Hello and welcome back to the Roofing Estimator Pro training tutorials. We're going to get started with adding a customer in, creating a estimate, and then rolling into a job. So we'll start with adding a customer. Real simple to add a customer in. Just click on the icon, page will come up, and we're going to go add new record. You'll get the dialog box which will ask for the customer's name, and it's going to be David Testing Job. We went ahead and just kind of work through this. 123 Main Street. You've got to fill out all the fields. If you miss any of the fields, you're going to be it won't load in for you. And we're in South Portland, Maine. You'll see the red asterisk beside each one of the fields that are required. And the country, and 207-774-9200, 9222. Maybe require one more number in that. There's four numbers, 207-774-9288. Okay. Of course, you're going to need your email address to get any information sent to your customer back and forth. And we'll go ahead and hit the save button. That's going to go ahead and load in the customer. And once you put the customer in the system, simple, just go look them up through the search filter, and you'll be able to pull them right up in contains. Once you get the customer in there, it's simple. We also have the websites that put in the customer automatically from the website, which is simpler, and I highly recommend the getting the website package. And we'll go ahead and hit edit. What that'll do, it'll bring up that dialog box again, but also here's where all of it happens. You can create an estimate with this page, the jobs, you can send letters through your email system, also the photos. So everything's going to be linked right to this customer. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new record, and this is going to bring up the scheduling for their appointment. And what you'll do is go through and just type in, well, actually it brought the customer right over automatically. We'll just type in roofing estimate. Customer calls in, wants a roofing estimate, copy and paste. If there's any specific information you want your sales guy or yourself to have, you can put that in the description. We just pick the date and time, which will be the 13th, and the time you have the drag down, so you can go 1 o'clock on the 13th, and we'll just say that it's probably going to last a couple of hours, so typically you'll do something with probably in the 3 or 4 o'clock, p.m. time frame. I'll do a 4 p.m. Now the event type, like I said, it's a roofing estimate. And any of the people that you set up, any of your salespeople, you assign it to a user. So I go ahead and put Dave, so that's going to be the person. Hit the save button. Now what it's going to do automatically, it's going to install this right in your calendar. So what I'm going to do is pull up the calendar and you'll be able to see this. Calendar pops up. The appointment's been put into the system. And let's go look at the month or the day view. You can look through the day view, but there's your estimate. And again, you can double click on that. It will open the event, or whatever the scheduling is. If you need to change it, you can change it that way. You can drag the date to a different day if you want. 7 on the 7th, same time frame. If you need to edit the customer for any reason, if there's anything that needs to be edited for time, you can just double click on it and it will pop up the same dialog box. You can go ahead and change whatever the date is. So that's how you set it in the calendar. Real simple. Also, if you're on a day schedule, any of the stuff that's going on for that day is going to be right here in the left-hand column. You can see where the estimate's been put on for the 7th at 1 p.m. Okay, this is a snapshot of everything that's going on throughout the day. And if you go to recently viewed, this is going to give you the full day of everything that's gone on, any estimates you've booked, any information that you're talking to customers. Let's say you have 5 people that call up. Everything's going to be there right on the left-hand side. And to put this customer in, like I said, editing the customer is real simple with all these tools. We'll create an estimate. Now, simple, by putting their information in once, and you'll also go to Google Map. This will give you a picture of their house, so you actually can see what the house looks like. If there's any information you might have or any questions you have, what I like also is this gives you information with directions. Say a sales guy doesn't have a GPS, or your crew needs directions to get back to the job site or back from the office. You simply hit directions, type in where you're located, any place that you're, whatever your office or your shop is located, and we've got it right here, and you hit get directions. It gives you a whole list of all the directions there on the left-hand side. You can print a map. It has everything in this little Google Maps. It's great. It's free. You can also do an Earth view. It can bring you right down to the property. You can take a look at around the job sites to see, if there's any houses that are similar to what you want to be working in, what the neighborhoods look like. Really a powerful little tool that, Google, of course, they have all the money, so they have all the technology. But you can see everything around the house that you're working on and take a look and see what the neighborhood looks like. It's absolutely incredible. Google Maps, as you know, is just getting better and better. And, just by using the Google Earth, you can look at all the property and see, if there's any houses you want to work on, any area that you're working in. If there's a street that you want to be working in, if there's a house or a commercial building, you can zoom in a little bit, take a look, and see what it looks like in the 3D almost rendering. It's really incredible. Google Maps is something that, it's free, and I couldn't only imagine what the technology is to buy something like this. But definitely, this is great. It's included in the software. I'm going to go ahead and click back on. Now, the estimate form. Creating an estimate is simple. You go through, hit Add Record. Your dialog box will come up, and it's going to ask you some information about the customer. You'll go ahead and it'll just check to make sure that everything's required. I hit the copy button, brings everything over in case there's a mailing address. Sometimes if it's a rental property, they'll have a different address for that. So we need to go through and put the date and time, getting a little ahead of myself. It's exciting going through the software. It's really a powerful tool. We're using it in my office, and the results, I think, are incredible. So pending, it's created. We're going to hit Save. And this puts the time in, and we're going to hit product entry, and it's going to ask, what we're doing for a project. We're going to go ahead and pick some products here. Dialog box comes up again. Probably go down to roofing. I put a list of roofing packages that I use, 1 through 5 or 1 through 10, and it just loads in the product information automatically. That way they can keep using the same info over and over again, and it eliminates, once you set it up once, it's done. So the width of the home is probably going to be 40 feet, the length of the home. The width of the rafter, we'll say 20 feet. And what you're going to want to do is where it says the quantity 800, you're probably going to want to double that because you have 2 rafters, 2 sides of the home, and just hit, add up, so it'll add up all the space. And, it's going to be double whatever the one width is. So you can do it that way, or you can do it, unit cost is going to be $5 a square, $5 a square foot. 5.00, 5.00, and during the time it'll just hit tab. It'll calculate everything up for you. Like I said, I put the total of 1,600 square foot on the home. At $5 a square foot, you're looking at about $8,000 for this estimate. Hit the Save button. It's going to go ahead and load up your estimate down here in the package. The list of things that you have in there. Let's say you want to add something else to the estimate. If you want to put extra ice and water shield on, you'll go down, pick on, I'll put, I think it's Grace is what we call that. Grace ice and water shield. We're going to put some extra ice and water shield in. Basically quantity, we've got probably 3 feet by the width, and we'll go 40 feet long just to put an extra row on there. And I don't know what you charge for ice and water shield, but typically we're like $2 a square foot on this. My calculation on this one is by the 200 square foot, so we're going to go $2 a square foot. And again, $2 a square foot. And this will calculate everything up. Put it in for an additional $240. So just for adding that extra ice and water shield, hit Save. But go ahead and load it up into the system automatically. So when you create the invoice or the contract, everything's in here. Let's say you have a job description, estimate, job images. I'm going to hit Save. And I'm going to show you how the estimate will work. Now, customer calls up, or you've got the estimate all ready to go for printing. We'll go ahead and just hit the simple print button, which is right up here on the right-hand side. Hit print. It will add everything in to generate the estimate for you automatically. And there's a couple different options here. There's standard estimate and detailed estimate. So I hit the standard. A matter of a couple of seconds, it creates these reports, these professional looking estimates. Proposals, contracts, they have all the information like we talked about. It picked up all the information in the whole setup. Also, we go to page 2, and this is their signing. You can put additional information in. Let's just say job description. You know, you've got a couple extra things in there. You want to put some more information about the job. We'll say in full grace on the back porch. Hit the save button on that. It loads it right into the contract automatically. So we'll go right back to here. Hit the back button, standard report. Hit the second page again, and it loads that right in. Full coverage on the back porch. That's how easy it is to edit these forms. You know, once you get flying right through these, you can go right along and have quick results. I mean, this is great. You can add photos. I'll show you how that's done. You see, you've got 2 pages for photos, and then the terms and conditions on the back, which are in the very beginning when we set up the company. So what I'm going to do is go through and I'm going to put a couple of images in so you can see how those work in the project. We'll go ahead and hit photos. We're going to add new record. You get a photo upload. We'll go ahead and customer image. You see it brought the customer right over, so you don't have to scroll through your customers to find them. He's automatically brought over from the same piece of software. And I'll go find a job site photo that we're working on. Customers on server 2. I usually have it on my laptop, so I just take a digital camera with me. I'll go ahead and just log in quickly to any jobs that we're working, you know, photos ahead of time. And I'm just going to go ahead and add this in, hit upload photo. It'll go through, pull everything off your camera, pull it off your laptop. Start a little like customer photo that you're working with, and that will automatically build each customer name. And then once they're in the system, they're in for good. So this shows a little flat roof, so we're going to go a flat roof section. That's in there as well. It puts the name if you want to change the name, location, you know, of customer flat roof, like John Smith. We'll call it actually David testing job. Customer flat roof before, a customer flat roof after. Image name, we'll hit paste, we'll call it after. So we can name it whatever we want. You know, it just loads in some generic name about the image and hit save. Now it's going to automatically put that back into this customer. Now from now on, every time there's a customer information, all these photos and jobs and letters and whatever's created gets stored into that customer. So I'm going to hit save on that. We'll go back to the job and look at the customer. I'm just going to go ahead and hit save and close all these boxes up, and I'm going to bring it right up so I can show you. So we go to the customer again. You don't need to do this every time. It's just I want to go through and show you how this is working. The estimate that's being created is right there as well. We haven't rolled anything into a job yet. We're going to do a letter when we come back. The photos in there. This will build as many photos as you want for that customer. You start with a before and then end with an after picture. Let me go back to the estimate, and I'm going to hit the print button so you can see the. It's going to load whatever you put in for photos on that. I'm going to hit the print button on this. Oh, I don't want to print the customer. I want to print the estimate. Okay, one more item we've added to the dialog box is the payment schedule. While we're going through the video setup, we wanted to make sure we had the payment schedule in here. Typically, there was a generic setup. You've got the job description, job images, estimate terms, which all go right into the same editing fields and editing box. Now the payment schedule. What I've done is I've gone ahead and just typed in $4,000 initial payment for the materials and $4,000 upon completion of the job. You can edit these any way you want by simply clicking on any of these fields up above. You've got a lot of options here. Center it, you know, bold, italicize, underline. Whatever schedule arrangement you have with your customer, you can go ahead and put those in there as well. but also hit the save button. It will save the information that you put in there. And you want to go up and hit print. And again, in a couple of minutes or seconds, it will create the standard contract or detail contracts. You've got either one of these. The standard is a contract we use all the time for your basic roofing contract. Everything's in here. Very nicely done, very professionally made contract. Has all the information in here. Of course, the quantities, amounts, if there's any tax or shipping, and also page 2 that now has a job description, full coverage Grace Ice and Water Shield on the back porch, and of course your payment terms, where you can have them simply authorize the agreement and roll it into a job, or in of course the authorized signature from the companies in there as well. Your photos are in here. That's all inside. Any photos, before and after photos, I recommend at least having a before photo or an after photo during the job. It really brings the whole package together. You know, and if the customer has any questions or at all, or if you have some questions, you can have them initial that as well. And you can put as many photos on this form as you want. Hit the print button and get it sent right over to your printer. Or you can send it to, let's just say, a PDF. You want to create a PDF for your customer. You want to send an email attachment. You just go up, hit the print button, and you should get the dialog box that asks to print your customer form. I do have a hourglass going right now. I've got a couple of programs running. Takes a second. The PDF, Adobe PDF, that will create it to a PDF. And this is all in anybody's software, printer software. And it will create it to a PDF. And it might take a minute or two to build through this Telerex reporting view. It'll create the PDF. You can save this for your customer to email to your customer. Like I'll put it on a desktop and I'll call it customer. His name's David Testing Job. Okay, I'll open that one up. Yeah, excuse my I've got a lot of things running on this computer, so it's getting a little dicey. I'm going to have to end this video shortly. So David Testing Job Contract. And hit the save button. And it's going to go ahead and create that PDF, and this is what you can email to your customer. There's no need for Adobe software or anything like this. You can do all the stuff right in the system. It will go through and create the 5 pages. Put the photos in the pages, and this is what it creates, and this is what you can email them. You can see the name of it's up in the left hand corner, but also all the pages are in there, so you can scroll right through the pages and go through to page 1, page 2, which has all that information. Page 3 has the photo and images, an additional page in case there was some more images, you know, any specifications that were important. But all the 5 pages of the proposal are right here. And this is emailable, and if you wanted to, I think you can actually send it right from here as well for the email. But we're going to show you how our email system will work with your standard information and get everything sent up next. So we're going to come back in that next video. Like I said, this one's getting a little long. We'll come back and we're going to show you how to send email and how to set everything up so you can turn your marketing, once your estimate's been sent to the customer, then you can follow up with other emails and keep remarketing. We'll be right back in the next video.